We're here with another Forge instructional for you today. Today we're installing FMINDK40. That's our carbon induction kit for the VAG platform. We've got a CUPRA attacker behind us, so we'll start on the install with that now. The first step varies from vehicle to vehicle. This one behind us has got the bonnet strut. Some of them have a gas strut. If you've got the gas strut, you can skip this step, but with the bonnet strut, we just need to do a quick adjustment on the clip here, and we'll jump into that now. If your vehicle has a clip already in this orientation, you can ignore this step and move on to the next one. Using the small Allen key, you can pop the plastic pin up, remove the clip, and then rotate it 180 degrees, pop it back in, and then push the clip back down into place, securing the clip. Using a T25 Torx bit, we're going to move the two screws in front of the air scoop, just like so. Now we just need to unclip this coolant hose, which can be done by just pulling up on it like so. Using a hose clamp removal tool, we're going to remove the clamp here, just like so. Next step, we need to just remove the vac line from the right side of the engine. That is just done by sharply pulling, like so. Next step is to remove the OEM airbox. So you just need to pop the hose off, and then to remove the airbox, it's located on rubber grommets, and you just rock it side to side, which we will do now. Next, we're going to remove the scoop. So all we need to do is push down on these little tabs that allow it to come out, and now there's one on the other side, and then you can remove the scoop as shown. Remember to do the tabs on both sides of the air scoop. Once they are done, you'll be able to gently pull it out and remove it from the vehicle. Now we're going to remove the coolant hose. If it's easier on your vehicle, you can remove the engine cover to do this, which we will do on this model. To remove the coolant hose, there is a clip on the top and the bottom. You can use a pair of pliers to grab it and remove it from the fitting. The bottom clip varies from model to model. On this one, you can see it's a usual clip that can be removed with a pair of pliers. We've seen on some models that it's a round circular clip that needs to be removed by a tool such as a Dremel with a cutting disc. When removing the coolant hose, you may have a little bit of coolant come out. We recommend grabbing a jug or something just to pop under it to grab any extra coolant if it comes out of the fitting. You'll catch a small amount of coolant in the jug, which you can just pour back into the system at the end. But with all of that drained, we can now remove the coolant hose from the vehicle. On some models, you'll feel a plastic one-way valve located in the hose here. We need to remove it and install it in the forge hose. To remove the valve, we just need to cut a small T incision here. This will allow us to remove the valve. Make sure you take note of the orientation, especially when reinstalling it into the forge hose. Now, taking the forge hose, you need the end with the harsher angle. You'll take your one-way valve, making sure the slight convex edges are pointing outwards, and push that one into the hose. You don't need to push it all the way just yet, as when you pop it back onto the fitting, it will push it further inside the hose. Now we can install the forge coolant hose in place of the OEM hose, making sure to use the supplied hose clips to attach it on either end. Now we're going to fit the supplied vac hose onto the little vacuum port on the side of the engine. You can leave this long for now, as we can cut it shorter near the end. Now we're going to take the carbon induction kit, flip it over and install the rubber grommet just in the little hole here. Using the supplied rubber riv nuts, we're going to install these into the front of the scoop, using them later on to fix it to the front of the car. To insert the rubber riv nuts, you just squeeze them together and then pop them in from underneath. We're going to install the carbon induction kit now. To do this, you just need to slot it into place, making sure the 2 points line up. You will find it easier to slightly pull the power steering hose away from its position to ease guiding it in. Now we're going to take the carbon lid and install the foam around the edge. To do this, you just simply pull back the tape and stick it all the way around. We can then cut out the little hole here and the excess that we have at the end. We're now going to put a filter onto the carbon. We need to make sure that your hose clamp is lined up with a slot here so we can get a tool in to tighten it when it's on. Now you can tighten up the hose clamp, making sure to not over tighten as you will crush the carbon. If you want the exact torque spec, it's 2.4 Newton meters to make sure that you don't cause any damage to the carbon pipe. Now we're going to fit the filter into the carbon. You can line up the flat edge with the flat edge of the carbon box. Just pop that in like so. We're now going to attach the vac line. As mentioned earlier, you can now cut this to the length you need. And we just attach that onto the little ferrule on the carbon filter part. Now using the supplied rubber O-rings, we're going to fix the carbon filter lid to the carbon scoop, just like so. We can now install the hose back onto the carbon fixture, just like so. Now we can push the carbon box onto the rubber grommet below, making sure that's located nice and firmly. Now using the supplied fastenings, we're going to secure the scoop onto the front of the car. Don't forget to do both sides, just like so. If you removed the engine cover, don't forget to reinstall this. And if you also lost any coolant, don't forget to top that up. Last and final step before you close the bonnet, you can use the Meguiar's liquid bags just to clean up the carbon and remove any fingerprints. That's FMINDK40 installed. If you've got any further questions, don't hesitate to give us a call or drop us an email. Otherwise, enjoy it, take it out for a drive and see what it sounds like.